The wounded soldier's best friend in Iraq and sometimes the enemy's best friend. CNN's Michael Holmes on a mission with Medevac.
Max temp today, 70 degrees, 21 degrees Celsius.
Every morning in Tikrit, north of Baghdad, at a place called Boomer Dustoff, these men are briefed on what is known, weather, troop movements and the like. But it's what they don't know that defines their special role. If you're wounded in Iraq, these are the guys you want to see in a hurry. Medevac.
One time we had a guy on here with an IED blast, lost both of his legs at the ankle. He was in a pretty bad way when he got on, but when he got off, he was actually doing a lot better after giving him some O2, bagging him a little bit.
It's routine and downtime punctuated with pure adrenaline.
Your heart just races. Your blood pressure goes up really quick.
Pilots, co-pilots, crew chiefs and medics waiting for the call, often a gruesome one.
We see the worst of the worst. If you think about it, every time there's something that is catastrophic and bad that happens, Medevac is there.
This one fairly standard if there's such a thing in this business. 3 US soldiers wounded in an IED blast. Within minutes, 2 Medevac Blackhawks are in the air. When we arrive at the scene, calm prevails. The crew chief stands guard. The medic runs to assist. The soldiers are lucky, shrapnel wounds and burns, but they're walking. They're flown to the closest combat hospital where the medic hands them over to doctors.
How you doing, sir? Got 3 guys from IED blast.
Other cases, of course, are more critical, and some just plain bizarre, like the soldier with a live, unexploded grenade embedded in his leg.
You know, there was some question as to whether we should pick the guy up or not. Well, what are we going to do? We're going to leave him out there? No, we're going to go get him, because that's our job.
Not all the patients are American. That night, the unit picks up perhaps the luckiest insurgent in Iraq. Spotted planting an IED with another man, a helicopter fired. The other man killed. Incredibly, the patient survived with shrapnel wounds after dozens of rounds were fired at him. He's taken to a military hospital.
It's a zero-defect mission. I mean, if we fly 499 missions successfully, but we dropped the 500th because we failed to do something that we were supposed to do, it's unacceptable.
Major Casey Carver is the commanding officer of this unit and says the job is the best he'll ever have.
When you know that somebody's bleeding out and every minute, every second counts, and we're flying this helicopter as fast as it can go to get there, and if somebody lives, I mean, there's a great deal of self-reward in that.
His men agree.
We don't shoot people, we don't hurt people, we don't blow people up. Everything's about going to help somebody else.
Every patient that has ever gotten on one of my helicopters breathing with a pulse has gotten off breathing and with a pulse. And there are some that have got on our helicopters that weren't breathing and didn't have a pulse, but they had a pulse and were breathing by the time they got off.
The aim here is to be in the air within 7 minutes of that first call coming in, and that obviously means everyone on duty has to be around the choppers 24/7. Well, for when it's quiet, to alleviate boredom, they decided to set up their own coffee shop and pizza restaurant.
Now give me a second. Let's go.
Currently taking orders 2 days a week, it's a hit on base as the men try to raise money for a post-Iraq unit party.
If we had time, we would probably, you know, do it more than 2 days a week. But, you know, it just don't have the time to do it, not with the actual war going on. So
probably some of the best pizza I've ever had. But then I haven't had pizza in a long time, so maybe it just seems like it.
Back on their real job, not all missions are grisly. Here, boxes of blood rush to a combat hospital miles away. 5 soldiers are undergoing surgery and supplies are low. The camaraderie is plain and, say members of the unit, necessary. Ask Sergeant Albert Forshey, badly wounded in the arm when his chopper landed on a mine, back at work within months.
Out here, these are the people that you live with for a year and a half, whatever, and they become like your brothers and sisters.
Another call, another rush of adrenaline. An 11-year-old Iraqi boy shot in the head. We never learned how. He needs urgent transport to the Army's neurological specialists. The gruesome nature of what these crews see can take its toll. Medics and crew chiefs can't avoid it. Some pilots do.
Well, sitting in the front, I look in the... Personally, I don't like people sticking needles in me, let alone
watching all that.
The Iraqi boy is in bad shape, but he is alive.
We get to be that guy that the stories are told of, that, you know, there I was and X happened to me, and these guys came in when I needed them the most. And